My name's Kelly. Next time.
Victoria.
Connor Whitaker.
My name's Craig. Pools.
And you have been through 14 weeks of hell?
Yes, I have.
I don't know, like definitely it came with no knowledge of like 3D software or anything like that, and then it's kind of crazy how in like 14 weeks you're kind of very comfortable with it.
It's definitely been quite an experience. I learned a lot more than I thought I was going to in the first 14 weeks.
Just like what?
Well, I just, yesterday we had one of the students who's coming in January, I think, come in, and I looked back at some of the stuff from lighting class, for example. I compared week 1 to week 3 and saw a significant difference already.
Oh, quite a bit. I thought I knew a lot about what I was going to be doing and the industry I was going into, and ended up learning a lot just about the production environment. It's probably the main thing, and then just all the skills overall. Just tons.
I think my favorite part would either have to be doing the simulations and also compositing, which at the beginning I was completely terrified of.
Why?
Well, they were just, I think to me, they were the most complicated parts. When I first started doing compositing, it was just like the scariest thing ever, and it was so confusing, and I told myself I'd never ever want to do it, but now I'm like looking forward to it.
The 2D side with comp and 3D, and the lighting and the cameras and drawing. That was probably a big help. There's just a ton of skills to know. Each week you learn something new.
So, I mean, in the 14 weeks for the semester, it was sort of, I just kind of got thrown into it, and then I learned it all. I'm very pleased.
I really enjoyed the lighting part of it, and I also enjoyed particles a lot as well.
Favorite part, I still love texturing and lighting and shading. Probably learning the programs is good, but more learning the skills in general. Like you can switch to other programs is good.
That one, yeah, just the technical aspect of it. Usually, when I get to technical issues and stuff like that, I usually tend to ignore it or start over or do something else, but going through simulations and stuff, it's really taught me to start dissecting problems more and figuring out what's going on.
And honestly, like if I was sitting down doing it at home on my own, I don't think I would have learned it as fast or as efficiently as if I came here. So.
What's your favorite thing? What's been your favorite part of the term?
Definitely particles and dynamics.
Well, the thing I like most about Houdini is all the stuff you can do in it. Like, we've barely just scratched the surface, and I thought when we blew up a couple of blocks, that was cool. And we're starting fluid sims and smoke and fire next semester. So I'm really looking forward to doing all that.
So over the course of the term, you worked on your first project from storyboard all the way to finish shot. How did that go for you?
Definitely not as expected. Mainly all the errors, things that you think won't happen, and they definitely do.
What has that done for you?
Learn to plan more and expect the worst.
Yeah.
Plan for the worst.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Plan for the worst, hope for the best. If you had to pick a single thing out of your production class, so production was, where we talked about operations. If you had to pick a single thing out of there that was the most useful to you, what would it be?
The task management and learning to use the Gantt chart and just really plan out your time. Make sure you do account for the errors and just plan ahead and make sure you have enough time.
More open my eyes to what it's actually like working in the industry, because before that I literally had no idea what anything was like. We learned about how everything works and the hierarchy of all the all your supervisors and all that stuff. And we learned just how the workflow goes and everything goes from beginning to end.
Okay, and did that help you in your project?
Yeah, I would have to say so for sure, because before I came here, when I ever started making something, I would I'd start working on it and I would get a little bit frustrated with it, and I'd wanna finish it right away, and then if I couldn't finish it right away, I would just completely disregard it. But now that we've learned how everything works and we learned how to plan everything, you can see where the project is going, and you know what you need to do after this, and then after that it helps you stick with it more and be more motivated, I guess.
What do you think of the node-based workflow?
I liked it.
Similar to Nuke.
Yeah, definitely. I like the nodes. I didn't like the nodes at first at all, and then compositing is just all nodes, and then Houdini is like nodes, and now I wish Maya had nodes. It's good. It's still like really conceptual,
Yeah.
like how I don't quite understand how you can have multiple people modeling on the same shot or something, or if that even happens. But it's a lot clearer than like the first thing, kind of trying to figure out how I would end up working in something like this. So it's really good. I like that.
In the course of doing your project, what do you think was the most difficult thing for you?
Well, for me, it was the match move. I did some things that did not help it when we filmed. I'll definitely learn from that, but probably the match move, yeah, manually.
It's very rewarding. I just sit back at my computer and I look at the final image, and it just looks so cool. I can't believe it going all the way through the beginning to end, and it's been pretty amazing. I've never done anything like that by myself before, and it's pretty sweet knowing that I did, every part of it, beginning to end.
What do you think is the big takeaway from your project, your Domino project?
Really like learning to time and task manage properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least like then I wouldn't be rushing at the last stage to get a render out.
And what about lighting and shading? What's the deal there? What made you enjoy that?
Well, first thing is you completely change the way I see everything now.
What do you mean?
Like, I was driving with my family home from Stanley Park the other day, and I just started staring at the buildings and looking how the light was bouncing off them.
Uh-huh.
And it's a lot less complicated than I thought it would be before. Like, you've summed it down quite a bit. Instead of basically trying to do all this math to figure out something, you just know it's there because you see it.
How's the production class been for you?
I definitely know a lot more than I did before about how things work in the pipeline, and that how one mistake back at the start can be a catastrophic problem by the end of it.
Techniques,
Mm-hmm.
work habits. The work habits was really helpful.
Such as?
Task management was probably the biggest. Accounting for the errors and just learning to plan.
So with this new set of skills, what do you think it's going to be like working in a team?
It's gonna be pretty sweet. I'm really looking forward to it. I know we pretty much work as a team already. We help each other with everything. Ask questions. Everybody knows what everybody's doing. It'll be pretty interesting when we all have to work on the exact same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, me too.